On Twitter, I've been looking at a lot of the fan art for the Chainsaw Man Reze Arc movie. After I saw a good amount of hype build up on the internet, the movie finally released in the West, and it turned out to be pretty damn awesome. I watched it, enjoyed it, and have been drinking in all of the drawings that people have been making. It's a nice typhoon of romance, violence, and tragedy injected straight into my veins. And today, I'll be reviewing it all. Obviously, spoilers for the movie, but nothing past that, so let's dive in. I'll start by looking at what was probably the very first thing I saw on my feed, which is everyone's fanatic adoration for Reze. She was already pretty adorable in the manga, but the way that she's voiced and the little movements that she makes in the movie adds that much more charm to her. A lot of these drawings do a fantastic job of capturing what makes her so alluring. Reze has this flirty, playful personality that pulls you in and makes you fall for her, which is probably why the vast majority of fan art depicts her as being absolute GF material. I'm kind of obsessed with these drawings by Omarvin that look like candid photos of her where she's part of a band. Since she already wears a choker, the goth drip totally suits her. Small stuff, but I like the little details in these drawings that nod to her Russian and military background. You know, with the Adidas tracksuit, which you can actually see in several of these drawings, the classic hammer and sickle as a necklace, and a rifle tucked away from view. Oh yeah, that's definitely legal in Japan. After you learn Reze's real identity of being the bomb devil, you can't help but kind of look at her sideways. Is that smile real, or is it an act? She speaks so smugly in both her bomb and human form, so it's kind of hard to tell. And to me, I think a lot of artists like playing with that occasional ambiguity. For example, look at these particular drawings by Korean artist Soraka. Reze is pretty in these pieces, but she's painted with a sharp, dangerous, and knowing look in her eyes. She is, after all, a Russian agent and mass murderer. If looks could kill, that would kill. Which is why I think these paintings where she's looking away from the viewer hits that much harder. She doesn't need to deceive anyone in these pieces. Reze's wish for normality somewhere in the countryside is real, and I think these pieces beautifully reflect that. Speaking of beautiful, probably the biggest highlight of the movie for most people has got to be the pool scene, of which there's a decent amount of drawings for. Besides just being gorgeously animated, narratively it's perfect as well. These two characters are completely vulnerable, not just because they're naked, but because Denji can't swim and Reze can't use her bomb powers in water. And so, as expressed in a lot of the fan art, the two of them have a genuine moment of brief respite, and I love it. Alright, so those were the drawings for human Reze. Things start to really take a turn in the second half of the movie, where everything goes downhill. After killing the assassin after Chainsaw's heart, we see Reze's true colors. There is a carefully crafted monster under that facade built from years of Soviet training and experiments. And when she shows this side of her to Denji, all hell breaks loose. The fan art around Reze's bomb devil form is stunning. Whether it's because the movie's insane animation was inspiring, or the setting of fireworks and violence was just too cool to pass on, the drawings of Reze and Denji in combat has an artistic flair that's heightened more than any other scene. Any semblance of that soft affection from Reze is long gone in these, instead replaced by a faceless bomb with tons of explosions. To me, this fan art feels even more interesting if you do a tiny bit of analysis into the personal motivations behind Reze's and Denji's fight. The obvious front that Reze puts up is that she's fighting Denji to capture Chainsaw's heart for her mission, but the more hidden feeling she's fighting for is to vent out frustration of being rejected by him. Reze sniffs out that there's another girl Denji likes and makes what was a covert mission into an all-out war. Instead of playing it slow and patient, she goes full nuclear GF mode by ripping out his tongue. Why'd she do that instead of just cutting his heart out? Denji, on the other hand, firstly has to fight out of self-defense, but more importantly, is fighting because he's pissed off that every woman he's fallen for either kills him or uses him. And so the two of them beat the living crap out of each other with bombs and blood as the entire city takes the brunt of their unromantic tantrums. That's how I analyzed it anyways. Probably one of my favorite drawings out of these has got to be this one by Subaru. I think this piece perfectly captures the absolute incredulity of this fight. There's a shark on fire in the sky, a typhoon is rummaging the city, there's chainsaws coming out of your hands, a half-naked woman is literally dive bombing you, and the only thing you can think about are the good memories you had with her. God, what a sick drawing. The last bit of this movie is gonna stick with me forever. At the end of their fight, Denji is quick to forgive Reze. Part of it is that Denji still likes her. She genuinely taught him how to swim, and the time they spent together was brief but meaningful. The other part of it is that Denji can't bring himself to have her taken away. He says that it would bother him for the rest of his life, so the only alternative left is to run from it all. They never do though. Canonically, this is the last time Denji sees Reze, and I can't stop thinking about it. A lot of the fan art tries to cling on to this relationship. They want it to work, for these two to escape the city, live a peaceful life, and to just be together. It's overly optimistic, but how couldn't you want their love to win in the end? There are so many drawings of the two of them doing ordinary things together, like going to different places, being flirty goofballs, and even getting married. It is wholesome, and the affection people have for these two was more than I could have ever imagined, having only read the manga. A drawing that I really like would be this one by Miteru. Again, nothing special, but it nicely captures the slice of life, peaceful beauty that everyone wishes they could have. There was an analysis I read online that said, Reze dreamed of being a country mouse, but realizing her love for Denji, she chose to become a city mouse, despite the danger. And Denji, who longed for an exciting life as a city mouse, was willing to become a country mouse to run away with Reze. And so the two of them, having made their compromises, were prepared to make it work. And I think a lot of these drawings reflect those earnest feelings. As sweet as these are, however, a sort of rebuttal to these drawings I saw focused more on the futility of their escape and the inevitability of Makima. The likelihood of things actually working out for them is low, and it is a sobering reminder that the world of Chainsaw Man is more of an action tragedy than it is slice-of-life romance. But it doesn't hurt any less to hear that. The fan art that creeps me out the most are easily the ones that depict Denji and Reze trying to live an ordinary life, only for it to be horribly interrupted. The several short comics or manga panels people have made truly drive home just how much of a fantasy it is to think that they'd ever have a happy ending. Probably the creepiest drawing I came across has got to be this one by Egyu. In it, Denji sits in a theater alone watching a movie, while a tearful, happy Reze fills the screen. Denji, holding a bouquet of flowers, looks pretty bored, and is likely waiting for the real Reze to show up. At the back of the movie theater, Makima stands over her corpse, just another threat eliminated. I think this drawing perfectly encapsulates the romantic wish fulfillment a lot of people wanted, versus the harsh reality of Reze's end. It's brutal, it's sad, and it's incredibly well done. I mean, after all, the only way we can feel this way is if we cared so strongly for these characters. And God, did they make us care. To me, the Chainsaw Man Reze Arc movie was everything I wanted and more. The drawings people have been making fill an aching void in my heart, and I love them for it. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and shout out to these patrons, is what I would say now that I've just made a Patreon account. If you want to support what I do and help me continue making videos, become a member. I'll post stuff like behind the scenes commentary, general thoughts on shows, movies, and games I've been into, and more. I think it'll be fun, so join me if you're able. Regardless, I appreciate you watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.